There are 5 main lies that society is telling you, which is keeping you weak and unhealthy. You see, many people nowadays lack the ability to adopt critical thinking, which is so important because it allows you to filter out the bullcrap that you've been told. Unfortunately, companies are trying to profit in this world, so they will tell you things that are necessarily not true to try and make profit of you. And in this video, I'm going to be absolutely debunking the 5 main lies that are holding you back and keeping you weak. The first lie that society tells you is that you should limit your sun exposure because it is bad for you. This could not be further from the truth. Why would you want to limit? This indoctrination goes so deep. It literally even goes into the school system. I remember when I was a kid, and even kids nowadays, they have this no hat, no play rule because they think that the sun is some, dangerous thing that's going to give you skin cancer and harm you and you're going to die from it. I mean, what's worse? A kid not being able to bond with his friends, do exercise, and actually get the benefits of being in the sun, such as it regulating your immune system, increasing your mood, increasing your skin, increasing your hormone production so you'll have greater testosterone. What's better, that or staying inside locked in a classroom and not being able to go outside? The sun is literally the Earth's natural healer. To even think that it's bad for you or that can give you skin cancer by itself is just absolutely bizarre. And it's kind of a coincidence as to, in the last 50 years, why is skin cancer all of a sudden massively skyrocketed and just absolutely increased through the roof? Well, obviously it wasn't just the sun. I mean, I think we do know what the culprit is here, and yeah, you probably guessed it, it's seed oil. In perfect correlation with the consumption of seed oils, skin cancer rates have gone through the roof. The real way that skin cancer develops is from high lipid peroxidation in your skin, which actually comes from oxidative damage into your skin. And what do you know? Surprise, surprise, seed oils literally decay into this substance. The oxidized omega-6 linoleic fat in seed oils make your skin more sensitive to get burnt. And when you do get burnt, it's more likely for the cancer to spread. I mean, there was actually one study in rats, and I know it's rats, but there was one study in rats that showed that those who did consume seed oils had a 7 times more likely chance to get burnt than those who didn't. And please, don't ever use sunscreen. I mean, why would you put something onto your body? Why would you put toxic chemicals onto your body? You can't even name what is in sunscreen. Why would you put something on to protect you from getting the benefits of getting the sun? And it's not like putting on sunscreen actually helps. I mean, we've been putting on sunscreen heaps recently and we're still getting a lot of skin cancer. So if you're really scared of getting burnt, just gradually progressive overload your amount of time you spend in the sun, and obviously cut all seed oils out of your diet. I mean, us carnivores, we don't get burnt. I don't even know any carnivores who get burnt. Like, carnivores always tell me that they never get burnt on a carnivore diet. The second major lie that we have been told, and this is arguably the most important one, is that red meat and eggs are bad and you should eat them only in moderation. This literally could not be further from the truth. And if red meat was so bad for us, how come it was the most sought after food by our ancestors? I mean, we literally would not be here today if we did not consume red meat. The times that our brains grew the most was from red meat consumption. Our body needs red meat. It is essential. We are obligate carnivores. We are biologically and physiologically designed to eat meat. We have evolved on it. There's no way that all of a sudden this stuff is starting to clog our arteries, something that we've been eating for millions of years. Like, meat is the only food that you can literally survive on and thrive on for the rest of your life. It's got every single nutrient you need. It is the healthiest food on the planet. There's no way that meat is bad for you. Like, why should we limit our meat consumption? I mean, the main reason they think we should is because, it's got a lot of saturated fat and cholesterol in it, and they think it's gonna, clog your arteries and it's gonna build up plaque and you get a heart attack. And I mean, I did fall for this lie, and a lot of people do fall for this lie because it kind of makes sense, right? Like, you eat a lot of fat, so you're gonna get fat, and your artery, it's gonna clog up, you're gonna get plaque, and it's gonna build up, and then you're gonna die of a heart attack. But it's not actually true. It's actually the sugar and the seed oils which oxidizes the cholesterol particle in your body, and just because there's cholesterol there doesn't mean that cholesterol is the culprit. I mean, there's a reason why 50% of people who have a heart attack actually have low cholesterol. Cholesterol is not the issue. We need cholesterol. Cholesterol is in every single cell of your body. Cholesterol is a precursor to hormones such as testosterone and estrogen, and without cholesterol, you can't function. I mean, your brain is literally 60% fat. We need to be on high-fat diets. It's how we've evolved. We need saturated fats. They're healthy for us. They're not bad for us. Well, you may be thinking, well, why are they telling us to not eat it if it's so healthy for us? Well, you have to realize that some of these companies make profit off pushing this agenda. All of the cereal companies, such as Kellogg's, make millions and billions of dollars of, saying that eggs are bad for you, because then they can promote their cereal, their high sugar cereal, which is actually really bad for you. And I really think this is just one of the easiest ways to make us sick. Like, just, let's just destroy their hormones. Let's just destroy their metabolic health. Let's just, tell them to all go vegan, cut out all the meat and scare them and say that it clogs their arteries. And we know that this is all fraudulent. It goes back to the 1960s when they pushed the low-fat diet, when the sugar companies actually paid their way out of fraudulent studies to show that sugar wasn't the issue and it was more the fat. But I'll talk about more of this in another video. So guys, don't worry about limiting your meat and eggs consumption. Personally, I have 6 eggs a day at least. There's nothing wrong with that. You're not going to die of a heart attack. My blood tests are all perfect. So do not worry about that and don't listen to that crap. Eat as much red meat and eggs as you want. So yeah, if you want to actually be strong and healthy, eat as much meat and eggs as you want. I mean, I have 6 eggs a day and it's kind of just a screw you statement to the government because it does not make you sick. I mean, I've had blood work. All my blood work is literally perfect. I've got the perfect cholesterol sample. So yeah, if you want to get big and strong, eat meat and eggs. If you want to be unstoppable, eat meat and eggs. The third lie that is holding you back is that you need to go to university or go through the education system. The times are changing. The times when you could just go to university and get a degree and work hard and be financially free isn't really the case anymore. Maybe this would have worked 100 years ago. It certainly is becoming harder to be successful by going through the education system now. Think about this. How unnatural is school? We are locking them up in classroom for 6 hours a day. They can't fight. They can't do anything. They can't embrace their own natural instincts because it's bad for them, even though we would have done it in nature. It would have ensured our reproduction. They've got to ask the teacher to go to the toilet. They can only go in the sun for a little bit per day and they've got to wear a hat all the time. And then they're taught and indoctrinated with these horrible things like the food pyramid or, feminism. And then on top of all that, they're told that the only way to be successful in life is to get a high degree at school and go to university and, pay taxes, then die and just live a boring life stuck inside of an office and just, truly just never really free. While of course you can still go to uni and, be a doctor or have good professions if you're really passionate. But for most people, they don't even know why they're there. They just go purely for people approval. They just go purely to please their parents or to please other people. And it really is just a horrible trap. I mean, you're literally emasculating men by telling them that they can't, fight or be loud in class or laugh, like the education system is a feminine system and that is a fact. It is designed to make you sit there and be still and just read all day, which I'm not saying is a feminine thing, but but men have testosterone. They want to go out, they want to hunt, they want to fight, they want to use this thing. They want to use these manly desires, and by forcing them to sit in a classroom all day, you're nuking their testosterone. And then on top of that, when they can't do that, you diagnose them with ADHD. You give them ADHD pills just because they can't sit still and focus on some boring history class for 6 hours. So yeah, obviously you can't really control if you go to school or not, but with the whole university thing, really consider that and really think, is this something I want to do? Is this something that in 5 years' time I will be grateful for and that my younger self will thank me for? The next lie that we are being told is to go vegan and add more plants into your diet. Now, out of this whole list, this might be the possible worst thing ever. I mean, I would honestly classify going vegan as a suicide attempt. It's only a matter of months, and for some lucky people who have superior genetics, years before your body breaks down. I can't even count on 2 hands the amount of nutrients that you're missing from a vegan diet. You've got B12, you've got iron, you've got omega-3, you've got creatine, you've got carnitine, you've got so many amino acids, and on top of that, all of the nutrients that you are getting are not bioavailable because of the anti-nutrients in plants and the things that actually inhibit the absorption of nutrients. And to be honest, I don't really know where this whole vegan movement came from. I think it sort of ties in with the whole feminist thing. I think that people think that they're saving the planet by eating plants and not eating meat, even though more sentient animals die in agriculture than they do by eating meat. And I actually saw something where 50 billion bees die a year from almond milk compared to only like 1 cow a year if you eat meat. So I just don't really see a point to go vegan. I mean, you're arguably destroying the planet as much as you were to eat meat. You're guaranteeing to destroy your own health and probably destroy the health of those around you because you'll just be so emotional. You'll be bloated all the time. You'll be farting all the time, and farting isn't a sign of good health. You just will not be in good health on a vegan diet, and that is a fact. I mean, have you really met like a nice vegan? I know this might sound rude, but personally I find it hard to find vegans appealing in conversation. It's just something just seems a little bit off, and I don't know if that's to blame. Maybe it's just from not getting enough nutrients from their diet. But yeah, just don't go vegan, guys, please. Like, if you want to add in some plants, sure, but don't go vegan. Like, still eat your meat. Meat is essential. The last lie that is holding you back, and it actually comes from the medical system, is that a lot of these illnesses such as cancer, such as depression, such as dementia, it's all genetic. Right, so something that is rapidly increasing is genetic. Something that has tripled in the last 50 years is genetic. I mean, anyone with a brain can see that things like dementia and cancer and even definitely depression are not genetic. This is basically how the medical system works. Okay, we give you the food that poisons you, and then that food makes you really sick and it makes you develop, depression, or it increases your chance of getting cancer. The cancer spreads, it gives you dementia because being on a low fat, high sugar diet will literally give you dementia. So they give you the disease, right? They give you the disease, and then when you go see them for help, they sell you the solution in the form of a pill. They don't think for a second, hang on, maybe it was just the lifestyle factors. Maybe we should just go back to what we used to eat and how we used to live naturally, getting sunlight, no EMF, living naturally and grounding. Maybe we should go back to living how we used to live before we had these diseases. But no, let's just try progress forwards and sell a pill or sell a solution because we can make profit of it. I mean, it's a great business plan, it's a great strategy, and unfortunately, it's coming at the cost of many, many people's lives and happiness. Even things like depression, I don't honestly think, maybe in some very rare cases, depression is genuinely chemically real, but for most people, depression is just not real. Feeling depressed is very real, but I don't actually think being chemically depressed is real for most people. The way I like to view depression is that depression is a state of mind designed to motivate you to fix your life. The reason why you feel crap is because your lifestyle habits are crap. Maybe if you fix the actual issue, the actual problem in your life, then you wouldn't feel depressed. And this is coming from past experience. I had terrible depression. I was diagnosed with a major depressive disorder. I got put on antidepressants, and I sort of knew that if I just fixed the issue in my life, which was my chronic pain, my injuries, that my depression would go. But all the doctors said was, nah, you're chemically depressed, blah, 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 all this crap. And it's been 6 months on a carnivore diet and I have not felt an ounce of depression since. And I think even those people who are actually chemically imbalanced, I think that if they just switch up their diet and actually give their brain the proper nutrients that it needs, it has to be a high fat diet because your brain is 60% fat, right? So you need to be giving it fat. Then maybe the actual chemical imbalance, I'm not a neuroscientist, but it will actually change. You'll actually be able to change the way your brain works and, feed it the right nutrients and give it the optimal fuel. I really hope this video gave you some value. You're clearly interested in learning about this stuff and learning about the things that, the matrix and the society has been hiding away from you. So hit the subscribe button and I'll see you guys in the next one.